Hey YouTubers, I got that, I think it's a 77, I'm going to call it the subway bus, up on the lift, and we're going to go see what it looks like underneath and see what's in store for me. Probably start from the back and work our way up. I know he said he had a repair done, and if you guys see what you can see, that the there was a patch done on the rear frame rail here to hold the bumper, but there's not much. If you could bend that with your fingers, that's not exactly good metal to use on a frame. It does look like it's going to be punky all the way around too. I see it ripped out here. He had it fixed, and I guess he bumped into something, and this is when it reared its ugly head. But yeah, that's nothing. That's crap. So yeah, there's no frame there, and the support for the engine is right there too, and it actually looks like part of that is that same metal. So we have to drop that mustache bar in the motor, at least let it hang down some, and we'll see what we got. And we're gonna go put some real metal in there instead of this crap. So I figured that'd be the piece I'd start with, but I want to do just a little video to kind of see what we got. This bus, I guess, was originally from California, and it actually is not that bad. I already did a quickie look at it, but I do see areas where it's blowing out. That's what it's supposed to look like. It doesn't sound too bad. That area looks good. Somebody says that's a patch right there. The motor was done at some point in Massachusetts, and they had a flood, he was telling me, and it went up to about, probably covered the wheels, I think. And the guy tried saying that no, that's not the case. CV joint boot's gone. That one's got no clamp on it. No clamp on that one. And that one's getting ready to fail. So anyway, he ended up catching it on the news. He actually saw his bus underwater. And so I guess he wasn't very happy with that, but that's what's caused a bunch of it to blow out. We get the frames going here too. That's an issue. That's all gonna have to be addressed right there. Yeah, but you start whacking on that, there ain't nothing there. So yeah, it's all gone. So I don't know how far that's gonna go back when I start picking at it. This area all looks pretty scaly and stuff too. It's probably be a good candidate for some kind of oil after it's all done, spray to try to help protect it of some sort. Looks like it got jacked up in the wrong place. That's no big deal. It should bend back. I don't know. There's crunchy noises going on inside there. Let's see if I can get underneath it. Some sort of heat shield for that cable is gone. This thing has a gas heater in it too. What's this? Duct tape. Yeah, duct tape covering the vent, and then the duct tape is on the exhaust for the heater. And then we know we got to do the transmission cross member too, which is also rotted out, which is this piece right here. Unfortunately, he's got this gas heater in here. Nothing there. That's all right here. That's the fuel pump right there, fuel filter. All this shit's got to come out so we don't burn down the house, so to speak. This side doesn't look too bad, but I haven't beat on it with a hammer. Yeah, let's go cruise to the front, see what we can find. That was a rocker that was put on at some point. I could see daylight right through it. Yeah, that wasn't welded on there very good, was it? Yeah. Sometimes people don't do a very good job, do they? Yeah, what else we got? Floors and all look pretty good. I don't see, you know, that stuff seems to be original. Again, it was a California bus, so I guess whatever was coated seems like it stayed. And then he wants to do the dog legs over. I guess these were done once before too. I don't know, coating makes more damage than it is good, huh? Just kind of, it's like it pulled right away and yeah, see the undercoating made a barrier between it and the metal. All it did was hold moisture there. It actually did more harm than it did good. Probably if it just stayed with paint, it would have been better off. Yeah, it doesn't even stick. So that corner's blown out. I guess. Hold moisture, huh? Probably would have hurt a couple of drain holes in that. Yeah, the only thing holding that together is the paint and the undercoating. That's done. Front looks pretty good. And this side's all gone. And there's nothing. That's basically undercoating and paint. So, and we said I had it replaced. And some parts of it you could definitely tell it's been replaced, and some of it actually doesn't look too bad. The upper parts, the lower parts look like hell. And you got some right here. So it's going to be up to him how far. Actually, I shouldn't even say that, because one thing I don't want to get into doing a full restoration on someone's car. I don't have the time. I have my own I want to do this winter, you know. And you could spend the whole winter doing a car, you know. Where do you stop? Well, let's see. I think that's some work done. Usually the windshield leaks and water kind of comes down behind the windshield and blows this area out too. And you can see it kind of separating. You guys can see that. I don't know if there's a patch or whatnot in there. And he admitted he's not looking to make a show vehicle out of it, but it was one of his, here's still some masking tape on it from when it was painted. He's not looking to make a show vehicle out of it, he's just looking to make sentimental value back again. This has been replaced. So, yeah. But if you look at it overall, it's not too bad. I mean, those areas the bad areas that are bad are definitely bad. But in general, it's not terrible. It's like every other bus that's on the East Coast. Even if it's a California bus, yeah, the weather just gets into them. What the hell's that? The gobblation of metal, huh? A weld. So that's welding wire underneath there. The tracks like to blow out too. This one doesn't look too bad. I got one out back. I got a 70 out back that you gotta hold on to the door or else it'll fall off. Now these are the ones he's gotten for it. The two dog legs. The only thing about these, I wouldn't exactly say they were factory finish. It looked like they just kind of crunched the metal wherever they needed to crunch metal, and so be it, you know. So I think when I get to this point, yeah, look at that. The metal just kind of like tucked in there. That's how they rolled the corner. Maybe if this section is good, you may section a part of it off. If this is in better condition, we'll see when I get into it. You never know what's hiding on, like this is all Bondo in here, you can see it. You never know what's behind there when you dig all that out. Might not be anything there, you know. And this is the cross member piece for that trans mount. Yeah, that's what we got for the thickness on this one. Probably 18. It's 18 with paint. Yeah, because the 17 drops on it loose, so that's gonna be 18 gauge. And these feel and look lighter. Yeah, they're 20 gauge. Yeah, so that's really thin. I believe it's 18 from the factory. Again, it's an aftermarket piece. So, well, that's kind of what we're starting with. Standard interior in it. Seems to run decent. I know he said the transmission, when it's cold, you put it in gear, it takes about 30 seconds for it to go anywhere, and he's had a bunch of transmission work done on it already. So I think he might get a little tired of dealing with it. And he talked about switching it over to a standard. I didn't get into any of that yet, but first things first. Yeah. Problem is, one thing's connected to another, right? It just starts blowing out. That's all going right there. Yeah. That's all gone. So, what do you guys think? Sad part is it looks actually quite nice, you know, the overall look of it, you know, it's definitely from 20 feet away, it looks very nice. Just it's got blisters and bubbles kind of popping in. If you look at it from far, it actually looks pretty good. Unfortunately, seems just starting to pop and everything. Mine's doing the same thing on that 71. You see the bubbles in the door. You see that? That's usually from the window sweeps that are gone. Yeah. So water goes down the window, it's got no place to go, and it blows out the bottom of the door. And again, my 71 is from California also. I guess all the rubber components just absolutely just fail, you know, they just go away from the heat. That's the one thing we don't have an issue with here. Not as bad anyway. So, let's go to the floor in this one. Let's see what we got hidden under here. Even the drip edge for the rubber matting is gone. See, I'm not sure that's been replaced up here. One of them might have been patched in. It's hard to tell. I don't know if they patched it there. That looks like a bunch of filled in spot welds and ground down right there. Where's my hand? Right there. Around there. You kind of see him. Right after this drip rail there. That's a definite down there, you can see it. It's gone. Yeah, there's a patch in right there. And it's done. So, yeah. More paint holding it together. Don't shut too good, does it? It's rubbing. And the striker. Somebody's a little out of whack there. That door's hanging down a little. Yeah, it's hanging down. That's shut, that's the gap it's got. All the way. That's it, it's all the way closed. Alright. Yeah. Right there. I'm not gonna poke at it, but that's all going. You see that? You see the lumpy? It's got a bunch of bond doing it. Again, it's not a restoration project. It's just a commission to put some metal in it. So we're gonna go start with that and work on the rear bumper, and I'll get that wrapped up. And then from the rear bumper, I'm gonna try to go to the cross member, get the cross member, take all that stuff out of there. I gotta take all the fuel system out of the way and the heater. Get that in there, and then maybe talk to him, see what he wants to do with all this stuff. I have a feeling when we get into this, it's gonna be more than it's expected, you know. Alright guys, just wanted to do a little walk around of what I'm working with. Again, thanks for watching, comment, subscribing. Take care.